Hello guys and welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm here with NieR Automata episode number 16 reaction. The previous episode we were in the middle of the battle against the machine life forms. The machine life forms have hacked us, and like almost everyone, not almost everyone, but every single one of the androids, they got infected by the virus. And the only exceptions were 2B and 9S because they don't really sync their like things, their data, and that's why they were fine about it. They did get a little bit infected, but the pods were able to neutralize it. However, 2B got in the middle of battle against the androids. I think like 3B and her group, yeah, and 3B directly infected 2B. However, 9S came in and helped her out immediately, like administered the antidote or whatever it's called, the vaccine. And so yeah, that's what happened. Then there were so many of the machine life form, they had to use the black box. They went back to the bunker, and there they got to see the whole situation. Only the commander was there, everyone else was infected. They helped the commander out, but unfortunately by the end of it they realized that even the commander has been infected. So the commander tells them to go out, do their mission, and she stays while the bunker self-destructs. Now 2B and 9S are on their way back to Earth, so let's see what they do here in this situation. So yeah, let us start. I'll be putting the subtitles and the timer here. Sync it to whichever is your preference, and let's begin. Okay, here's the countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. Mm. Hmm. Yeah. Right. Oh. Yep, we're back to Earth. Right. Oh. Well. Damn, this must be like the 50th time that he had this conversation with 2B. Obviously he doesn't remember because oh, she's recollecting the past. Okay, okay. Hmm. Yeah. Oh boy. Right. Yeah. Like either the resistant or Pascal. I don't see any other. Hmm. Pursuers. What? Oh my god. Yeah, they're the hacked soldiers. No. Oh my god. Yeah, like what? Like I was like, what are you saying, Niners? Obviously, they are infected. Oh boy. Okay. Automatic course. Escape route from combat airspace. Oh, so she stayed to fight. Yeah, you. Oh damn. Oh yeah, that's one way. I guess he can literally hack it. Oh boy. God damn. Like she's having trouble because she's in mid-flight. If I'm pretty sure if this was on the surface, she probably could have taken 5 enemies at once. Nice. Oh no! Hey, stop! Wow. God damn. Yeah. Uh. Oh boy. Booting system. Hmm. Yeah, this is the part where. Yeah. I'm pretty sure that was like killing or something like that because she was up on. Right. So they got separated. Oh, her hand. She cannot go back to the bunker. Oh my god, can these things like give us a rest? Good lord. Oh no. Oh boy. Oh, so Ninus got transported to the desert area. Okay. Vice is altering the evolving its own order. Oh my god. Oh boy. So the virus is like mutating and auto evolving. That's why it's difficult for 16%. Oh god. How do you do that? Go to a location with few Android signals. What was that? Oh boy, I remember. This place is huge in the game. To get from the desert to the forest area. Oh boy, it's a long distance. And these things, like they're just, yeah, they're like are inside the like sand, bro. Yeah, well, yeah. Oh god, it's going in quick, spreading quick. 32%. And she's trying to get away from like the populated area so that I'm guessing she's fearing that her virus will spread to the others. That's why she said like there's no like like since I'm already infected, I don't I need to go somewhere with less signal. Oh no. Visual processing unit, she cannot see now. Oh boy. What the hell did this? Oh he's hacking. Nice. Right. Okay, good. Oh no, it's more than 50% now. Oh boy, I remember this place. Good lord. The bridge and everything. Oh boy, I remember the bridge. Good lord. Ugh. Damage to data backup system. Make it difficult to retain self-consciousness from backup. Yeah. Oh god. Okay, I can kind of remember what happens here because this scene was too vivid. I haven't forgotten this scene in the game. Hmm. Oh my god. Type E. Okay. Okay. Well, yeah. Well, I knew this was. Yeah, I kind of remember this scene a little bit. Hmm. Oh, yeah. She realized she's an E model, and yep. And now 9S is gonna go and oh, here we go. Yeah. Oh, she. Oh my god. Oh boy. Broken wings. Oh boy. Mm. Deactivation of unit A to confirm. Memory is damaged. Oh, right. Yeah, well, I kind of remembered. I when that part was playing, I remembered that section because yeah, like it was one of the most important parts of the game. I didn't forget that part. As soon as I saw that bridge, I was like, oh yeah, I remember this. Well, and as far as I can remember, after this, like the whole route system comes in, where like different routes you have to replay the game, and like perspective goes to like I'm not 100% like I cannot remember, but I think like now the perspective moves like up until now, like most of the time you were playing as 2B. Now it's going to jump to 9S, and finally I think A2, something like that, as far as I can remember. I properly don't remember everything, but that's what's going to happen. And each of them, I think, is like a particular route, and you have to like complete every single route up till the end to get the true ending. That's what I can remember what happened and how you had to do it in the game. But I don't remember the details, but I do remember having to do something like that. Okay. Right. Hide and seek. Yeah, you're playing with a pot. Wow. Wow. Yeah. Several decades. Oh, what? What a sick joke was that? Because obviously, to be, oh boy, what the hell? Yeah, right. Okay, so yeah, there you go. That was today's episode. Like I said, I did remember from the mid part, like when 2B starts walking and she starts crossing that rope bridge. Immediately, I was like, oh yeah, so it's gonna happen now. Because in my head, I kind of vividly remembered that bridge and that part of the map of the terrain in the video game. Because obviously, that is the part where Nines witnesses A2 like killing 2B, but obviously he didn't see what happened before that, and even if he saw what happened before that, I doubt he would have been able to keep his calm. So so that's what happened over there. Now, again, I don't really remember much from here onwards. Again, maybe like at the ending part, my memory will resurface again, because I can see like the important parts I kind of remember. For example, this section I kind of remembered. So for now, maybe I'm not remembering stuff, but who knows? Maybe if I keep watching it, I'll probably remember stuff again. But we'll see. What I'm trying to understand is that are they trying to, like, will they be able to complete it in this season? Like, I think this is like the 4th episode of this season, isn't it? So that would mean like 8 episodes left. I think they probably will be able to complete it within 8 episodes. But I don't exactly remember how much in the game is left from here. But I remember like it was a long, like, it was a long, like, part up until now. From here onwards, I think like 60% of it is completed. I think like 40% is like left in the game. Let me know. Because I cannot really remember what exactly happens from here, so I cannot make a proper estimate. But I think they probably will end it this season. The whole story. Right. So we'll see. Let's wait for it. And like I said, I do wonder, like, because I do remember in the game they went from 9S's perspective to A2's perspective and like that. So maybe something like that will happen. We'll see. Yeah. So yeah, let's wait and see how this goes and what happens. Right. So yeah. So basically, today's episode was 9S and 2B trying to get away from the pursuers and them getting attacked by them. Unfortunately, they crash into the earth, and while crashing, 2B is exposed to the virus and she gets infected. And when she was like, "Oh, pod, do the give the vaccine," at which the pod was like, "Since the virus is mutating on its own, it's changing its nature, we cannot properly do this." So yeah, so that's what happens, which is when 2B decides to go further in and go to a place where there isn't enough any android signals, so that she doesn't infect anyone else, something like that. And yeah, that is where she met A2. And when she met A2, it was like all over, like 90% she has been infected. So she gives the sword to her. And okay, so here's the thing, this is one thing I'm not 100% sure exactly what happened. So did the sword contain her memories? Because that's what she said. She said, like, "These are all my memories, I entrust it to you, A2." And she puts the sword into the ground, and A2, when she grabs the sword, she sees everything. How 2B killed 9S multiple times, how she's the E model, this and that, all that stuff. All of those came rushing in. So I'm thinking, is that what happened? Because I don't remember this. Like, was this like something that happened in the game as well? Yeah, it must be, because yeah. But then, like, so like what? Like, did the sword contain the memories? Like, is that like a feature of the sword? I don't remember this part. But anyways, so that happened. And yeah, and now 9S is witnessed that part, that particular part where A2 stabbed 2B, because obviously she cannot continue after that. And yeah, he went complete, like, crazy after that. And the whole terrain changed, and things are definitely not looking good. But the final scene, where the pod start talking and the pod says, like, deactivation of unit A2 confirmed. No, what did it say? Like, the memory. Oh, 2B, death confirmed. And then it says, as per previously registered protocol, marking A2 as a new target to observe. So I'm assuming, like, their protocol is basically like, if they're the android they're assigned to, if they die, they're supposed to transfer ownership to other androids, I'm guessing. So I'm assuming, obviously 9S still has his own pod, so the only android there left was A2. So I'm assuming the pod, that is why the pod decided to mark A2 as the new target to observe, because she was the only one left there. I don't know. As you can see, like I don't remember everything. I do remember that part, but I don't remember anything else. Like this part is okay. So then he says a few things, which a few of them kind of goes over my head. The first thing he says is deactivation of unit A2 confirmed. Reactivating. Report A2's memory area is damaged. Repairing and replaying remaining data. So what is going on here? So he said that he first deactivated A2 and then reactivated her, and then he's like, the pod saw that some parts of her memory is damaged, so he's like, oh, trying to repair that and restore it, replaying the data. And then we get to see this scene, which is I'm guessing A2's memories back again. We saw a few of her memories back in season 1, and now we are seeing it again, I think. Confirming transfer of captains, right. Continuing the operation with the 7 remaining units. So there you go. This is what I'm. So this final section, I'm kind of a little bit like, not confused, I would say, but I'm kind of intrigued. Like, what's going on over here? Like, yeah. So you know what? Let's wait. I'm assuming we'll get to know what's happening in the next episode. But for now, this is what happened. I'm trying not to say a few things because it'll be considered huge spoilers for people in the end. But I do remember, like people who haven't played the game. But I do remember a few things that happens at the end, like almost at the end of the game, which kind of changes a few things that has already been established, and like, yeah. So when that part comes, and like my memory myself is also kind of hazy as well. Like I completely cannot properly remember the stuff that I'm thinking about. So when that part will come, I'm assuming it'll probably come at the end of this season, maybe, if they are able to complete this within this season. If not, it'll probably happen later. But if their plan is to complete the game within this season, then the part where I'm talking about will happen at the end. So then I'll talk about that and in details. But for now, I'm not going to say anything because there's a few things that I'm kind of thinking about, and again, my memory is not completely clear. So there's a few things that I myself am kind of unsure about now. But I'm sure everything will get cleared up because, yeah, like we'll get our answers. Anyways, that was that. That was today's episode. And like I feel like this episode would have been probably a bigger surprise to everyone else who who haven't played the game. But like I've played the game and everyone else who have played the game, we did know like this is going to happen. 2B is going to die. Like that's the thing. That is why I feel like this scene wasn't really that much of a shock. It was just a matter of time. I was just like, yeah, like I wonder when that scene will happen. And there you go. And as soon as I saw the bridge, I was like, oh yeah, it's finally here. So it wasn't that much of a big shock or that much of a emotional, I guess you could say, emotional like kick to at least me, and I'm sure the other people who have played the game, because we already experienced this back when I played the game. I was very much shocked at this, at the way this whole thing proceeded, because like I was under the impression that, oh, everything will be fine, 2B will continue, like even if like stuff happens, I also did think like while playing the game for the first time, that even if something happens, it'll probably happen to 9S, because 2B is like the main character. Like you were literally playing as 2B. So so this part came as a shock to me, at least back when I played the game for the first time. I wasn't expecting this. I was like, what the hell? Like, really? This is how it's going to go? So yeah, but obviously I feel like that didn't really happen here, because I knew that was going to happen. What was going to happen here? If they continued with the game story, if they followed the game the way the game went, then this was inevitable. Like, it was just a matter of time. So I was like waiting for it. And as soon as I saw this scene, I was like, yep, it's time. It's time now. So yeah, I feel like for people who have not played the game, they probably got a bigger shock or a bigger surprise today. But yeah, obviously I expected this. I just didn't remember when it's going to happen, but I did remember this is going to happen. So It wasn't that much of a big shock. And yeah, I also remember in the game, I was also shocked to see that NieR witnessed that, and his whole like, I'm going to get you, I'm going to kill you A2, that whole thing. That was also shocking. I wasn't expecting all of that stuff to happen at the same time, the way this escalated. And at that point of time, I guess when I played the game, like I realized that yeah, this is probably the end of 2B, because she cannot go back. She cannot go back, and the bunker is gone. So like yeah, that's what's happening. So right, and that is why that scene was, I was like, wow, I didn't expect this. So there you go. But anyways, there's a few things I do remember, like like I don't remember any of the things, most of the things, but I do remember from here onwards a few things happened which really made me, what can I say, like be amazed by the way the game, like which direction the game took and how it ended it. Like that is why I've always said this, like, and even though my memories are not really that clear because it's been so long I've played it, but I always say that this game is one of the best games that I've played, like JRPG, like story related, story driven JRPGs. Like not a JRPG, I guess this isn't really, like in that sense. It's an action RPG, like action RPG game. So like yeah, so that is why I don't remember most of the things, but I do remember that from here onwards, a few things really made me, when I played the game, made me love this game so much, and made me think about a lot of things, and made me really intrigued and very much fascinated to see how they, like executed everything from this point onwards. So I'm looking forward to it, because even like even if I've played it myself and I experienced everything, I don't remember most of it, so it will probably be a good experience for me, because if I loved it back when I played it, if they continue with the game the way the game story is going, if they go in that direction, I'm sure I'll like it again, and I'll probably praise it again as much. And yeah, and I feel like the main thing about this game is basically like, a lot of the things like robots, androids, you know the meaning of life, this and that, a lot of other things that made me really intrigued and made me think like, damn, this was just supposed to be a game about androids fighting machine life forms, and damn it, it it literally went in the direction and taught you about what like a lot of the things is like a lot of eye-opening, like like things that makes you think about a lot of things. So yeah, again, I cannot properly express my feelings because I've forgotten most of the things, but I do vaguely remember what I felt while playing it. So I'm looking forward to re-experiencing it again, and like brushing up my memory again, like that kind of thing. So yeah, there you go, that was today's episode. Now let me talk about this episode scene by scene. In the very first scene, we get to see NieR and 2B, both of them, evacuated from the base, from the bunker, and you can see 2B is thinking about NieR and how multiple times she had to kill him, and how multiple times, like NieR had the same conversation with her, all those conversations when he used to say like, oh NieR, oh 2B, it's finally like, I think it's time you call me Nights, because people who are close to me call me Nights. And other things she remembers, but obviously she cannot properly express her feelings because she was feeling guilty. She was the one who has been destroying NieR multiple times, and not only that, the fact that she has all the memories that he doesn't have. So that was made her put her in a very complicated situation. She felt very conflicted about the whole thing. Not only that, the fact that that scene where 2B, the whole black box scene in the very first few episodes, where they self-destruct and 2B goes back to NieR and says that, oh, like thanks for doing that, because obviously she didn't expect NieR to forget his memories, because she thought that he backed it up, but then NieR was like, oh, I didn't back it up, unfortunately, so I don't have any memories, I'm sorry about it. So all those like feelings of frustration and everything, realizing that, yeah, like I'm doing all of these things, he has no clue about it. So she felt guilty, going along with him. And even though she herself knew that she's the one who has been killing him multiple times because of her mission, that's why she was never able to express herself properly in front of 9S. Even though 9S every single time was very friendly about it, that kind of thing. So yeah, then she's remembering all of that, and now she's realizing that it's just gone. Everything is gone. The bunker is gone now. Now what is she supposed to do? So they evacuate from the bunker as they're going back towards Earth. 2B, the 9S was like, what do we do now? And 2B was like, we have to find if there's any remnant of any androids there fighting, so we'll have to help them. But this is where the other androids start flying towards them and attacking them. They were in stealth mode, but it didn't really help that much. 9S, at first 9S thought that, oh, these are normal, like, androids who were able to escape. But no, they were hacked. All of them were infected. So they start attacking them. They dodged somehow the whole thing. But 2B was like, 9S, give me the controls. And as soon as 9S did that, 2B decided to like make 9S go into autopilot mode and directly evacuate, while she's going to stop and stay and fight and make time for 9S to escape. Obviously 9S wasn't happy about it, so 9S hacked his system. And when 2B got 2B's thing got attacked and she started plummeting towards the ground, 9S goes and saves her. But unfortunately, by the end of it, it doesn't really help that much, because the androids, the infected androids, they literally take out their black box and bam, it's over. The whole place explodes, and within that explosion, they get caught up. 2B and 9S get separated, and like I'm surprised about one thing. How the hell did 9S survive that? Like 2B at least had that thing, I don't know what you call them, those flying things. 9S was just blasted out, and he was fine in the desert area. 2B's hand was gone completely. How did that happen? Maybe I don't know if this is why this happened, but maybe it's because 2B fell in the forest region and 9S fell in the desert region. Maybe the sand, I don't know, like dampened the blow or something, like the excessive force with which he fell. Because it's very unusual, because like you can see that 9S was the one who had nothing. He literally had nothing. So he fell down directly, while 2B at least had that flying unit thing, even though it was destroyed, I guess, by the end. So I was kind of surprised to see 9S literally having no injuries. Anyway, I don't remember if this is how it goes in the game. I'm guessing this is also how it goes in the game. I've forgotten. But yeah, that part surprised me. Anyways, so then after 2B regains consciousness, she realizes that one of her hand is gone, and the machine life forms are coming and attacking her. And then the pod tells her that you have been infected. So yeah, and while all of this is happening, 9S is also in the desert region, and the pod is like, wake up. And 9S is like, let's go towards 2B. He detects using the pod 2B's black box signal, and they start going there. Right. So, and like, here's the thing, like, I feel like in anime it's a bit difficult to understand the actual distance, but as far as I can remember in the game, the desert region was pretty at a huge distance, because I remember the beginning area was like this area, the destroyed buildings, the forest and everything. And I remember if you have to like walk a huge distance, and then comes a little bit of a pass where the tree starts dwindling down and it becomes more and more rocky. So you go through there, and then you have to go through that section. If you remember in season 1, the section where where they fought Adam and Eve, you know, where Adam and Eve was born, that part, where all these machine life forms were like, you know, doing weird things. They were trying to imitate human beings, and they like became like a cocoon, and then Adam and Eve came out. That part where there's like broken buildings and everything, you know, like first the forest, then that little pass, then you have to pass through that part. Then from there you come across a section where it little by little starts to become more sandy, and then there we have like these buildings which are like broken down, you know, like this slanted broken down buildings, huge buildings. You have to go through that. It's like kind of like a what do you call it, like a complex of like buildings. Like it seemed like a part where there's like a lot of tall buildings, like an apartment complex, I'm guessing, that part. So from there, after there, you come into the desert, and then the desert is like miles and miles of sand. And I remember you can like slide in the sand. It's kind of fun. Oh Lord. And you know, like the miles and miles of sand, and these enemies like are going around in the, like, you know, like popping out from the sand, like these worm kind of things. So it was a huge distance, actually, like a huge distance. You know, you literally had to spend at least 5 to 10 minutes, you know, like just running from one place to another, to go from there to the other part, and you know, that kind of thing. So yeah, it's actually quite a distance. So in no way 9S was reaching 2B in time. So 2B starts fighting the machine life forms, and he tells the pod to administer a vaccine, but pod is like, the virus is self-mutating. It cannot do anything, unfortunately. So 2B is like, all right, so then let me go to a place where there's no signals. Okay, so she starts walking. No, her hand is missing, obviously, and she's kind of wobbly because of the virus infection. And while she's going on her way fighting the androids, machine life forms, 9S comes across the worm, the big robotic worm, and he fights it. Obviously, he's not a combat model, so he's having difficulty. But in the end, he uses one of the worms, hacks it, and fights the other, destroys it, and then he's off again towards 2B. While 2B is also struggling, little by little, the infection is spreading from 19% to 21%, then 32%. Like this is more and more increasing day by day. Sorry, not day by day, sorry, minute by minute. So yeah, she starts going, and as you can see, more and more she's getting infected. More and more areas of her are getting infected. For example, she starts losing vision at like the 32% mark. She's like having hazy vision, cannot walk properly, and then she finally comes to that bridge. And by the time she reaches that rope bridge, it's like 85% or 92%, like just infected. And as soon as I saw the bridge, I was like, oh, so yeah, it happens now. And there you go. And from here onwards, you know, it's just, you know, like 2B goes, crosses the bridge, falls down almost, and the machine, the machine life, no, not machine life form, sorry, the hacked androids, they come in, try to attack her, and in her head, 2B is thinking, like, this is because of what I have done. This is my sin of, you know, like deceiving 9S, killing him. Obviously, that was her mission, but, you know, she cannot forgive herself. She says, something dear to me, I kept breaking it. Yeah, my sin. It's very interesting because, you know, she says sin. It's a very interesting concept for like androids, because I never thought, I never expected to hear the word sin from an android, because, you know, androids, they are like, you know, these you know, the Yoha members, you can see like they're not allowed to have human emotions, stuff like that, and, you know, they are given orders and they have to like follow the orders, all that stuff. So someone like that saying sin is a very interesting thing, because, you know, only that person would talk about sin who has the freedom of making their own decisions, or who would, or at least he, you know, like they would think about stuff like that. And, you know, as we can see, 2B always used to say that, oh, you know, like you shouldn't have emotions and stuff. but she was the one who had the maximum amount of emotion. Because she had emotion, she couldn't stop her emotions from affecting her. She was so guilty. If she didn't have any type of emotions, or she prevented her from having emotions, she wouldn't feel guilty. And that is why, you know since she's feeling guilty, or she felt guilty, comes the word sin. Without guilt, nobody will bring up the word sin. So in the end, you can see, like, she's saying, this is my sin. And and also the fact, I feel like this is also like a what's it called, like, I think, like, the survivor's guilt, I think that's what it is called, where like, everyone who she fought with, they're just gone now, and she's the one who survived, and she doesn't have a like a good or high enough opinion about herself, because she is so guilty about the whole situation of killing NieR. So she probably feels she's not worthy enough, and that's why like, the survivor's guilt is also something that she got affected with, and she probably thought that, oh, everyone is dead, but I'm alive, and why am I alive, and that kind of thing. So she just like, that at that point she was like, yeah, this is my sin. And then she remembers all the stuff about NieR. And while NieR is also on his way to 2B, and then when 2B has given up, A2 comes in and destroys the hacked androids. And then 2B is like, oh, I guess this is it, it's over, I've been completely like, infected. And she takes out her eye patch, and you can see her eye is glowing red. A2 realizes that, oh yeah, it's over. And then she says, like, I'm entrusting everything to you, A2. Take care of everyone. Take care of the future for me, A2. And A2 just looks at her, and then she goes, grabs the sword. Now, this is the part which surprised me, because, like I said, did the sword contain her memories or something? Like, because it seemed like all the memories start flowing inside of her. She sees that scene of A2 and NieR and 2B clanking the black box. Like, all the other stuff she sees. 2B killing NieR multiple times, and then she also realizes 2B isn't 2B, she's actually an executor model. And that's why A2 was 2B, you. And while all of this is happening, NieR is moving towards the bridge. As soon as he comes to the bridge, he sees the scene of A2, stabbing 2B. And this is where 2B looks at him and calls him names. She falls, and she's dead. Now, I'm not 100% sure, like, I'm kind of sure that there's a deeper meaning behind A2 cutting her hair. One thing it could be that, obviously, since A2 had given up her mission, or whatever used to say, and that kind of thing, she lengthened her hair. But now that 2B entrusted her with her mission and everything, and all the memories, maybe as a indication of that, as a way of showing that, she cut off her hair to show her resolve. Because like, this is the thing, I'm pretty sure you've seen this in multiple animes, characters cutting their hair. Characters cutting their hair is a symbol of, it's an indication of showing that, oh, this is my resolve. Like, it can mean two things. Number one, and you see, like, in rom-com shows, characters cut their hair when they get heartbroken, or when they want to start anew. So that is one reason of cutting hair, which is giving up who you were up until now. Not only in those type of things, when some characters make like a resolve, they cut their hair, and like, broken heart and stuff, starting anew. That is why a lot of characters cut their hair. And then, obviously, like I said, the second reason is like a resolve. By showing your resolve, you cut your hair. One of the most infamous scene of character cutting their hair is from Naruto, like Sakura cutting her hair, and showing that the past her, who like, focused on, like, her looks, keeping the long hair because Sasuke liked it, she cut that off and showed the resolve to fight and like stand up for herself. That was like that's I feel like that's one of the most like famous scenes of a character cutting their hair in anime. So I'm not 100% sure what exactly this is, but it might just be that, at least this is how I'm looking at it. that since 2B entrusted her memories and everything to A2, maybe that is why A2 cut her hair, because now she's not the same person anymore. She's different after inheriting everything from 2B. She's different, so as an indication to show that, she cut off her hair. So that's the only thing I can think of, the reason for her cutting her hair. And yeah, something like that. I don't know. But anyways, she does that, and 9S is like screaming and like, she's like clutching his head and everything. And then 9S is like, I'm going to destroy you, A2. Obviously he doesn't know what has happened. And even if he saw what happened, I'm pretty sure he still wouldn't be able to take this. So he goes off, tries to go off towards A2 to attack her. But then the whole bridge, the whole earthquake happens. Like, the whole bridge gets destroyed. He falls down. And those structures come and surround the place. So that is how it ended. And then you can see 3, I don't know what those are, 3 things go off in different directions. Now it can be one thing. I think this is like an indication of like the 3 characters, 2B, 9S and A2 maybe. Again, like I said, I'm not 100% sure, but I feel like this is like an indication of the roots. There's I think there were 3 roots, weren't there? How many roots were there? I don't remember. So maybe these 3 lights are like indication of the branching, or maybe like the different perspectives that now we are going to see of, or something like that. I don't know. Something like that. You know what? Let me check. I think I can just. How many roots in NieR Automata? Oh, the 5 main roots. Oh, but okay, wait a minute. Not in a traditional sense. A root. Okay, you know what? Let me read this part, because obviously I'm not going to I'll see and I'll read it and I'll see what part I can share here, because I'm sure there'll be a little bit of spoiler, because I don't fear of getting spoiled because I know what's going to happen. So let me just read this. I've just forgotten how many roots there are. 5 main roots. Defeat the machines and be 9S's point of view instead of the okay. Equals, okay. Equal to C and do. Okay, so yeah. So here's the thing. There are 5 roots, but I was correct. It's more of 3 roots in that sense. There's a few roots that are interconnected. In that sense, even if there's 5 roots, mainly there's 3 roots. One is up until now, and like I said, and now there are it kind of divides into perspective, and a few other things happen. So obviously the ones that are divided into 2 perspectives, that is part of one one thing. You're just seeing the story from another perspective, so it's not technically a different branch. It's the same thing, you're just looking at it from another way. So that is why, even though there are 5 roots, there's technically it's kind of 3. So I think that is why they showed 3. I'm not really sure. I don't know what that was, but either way, yeah, okay. So I can now remember a little bit exactly how the story goes. Not how the story goes, but the structure of the story from here. Okay, so yeah, I didn't really say anything because, like I said, it will be considered spoilers. But I've already played the game. I do know what happens, so I can read it. I don't have any fear of getting spoiled because I already know. Even though I don't remember most of the stuff, but I do know what happens. So so there you go. That's what happened. So I don't know what that was. Let me know. That those 3 little things that go up, and no, that was not the end. Then the pod starts talking. The pod says 2B has death confirmed. So transferring the point of observation to A2, and here we go, marking A2 as a new target to observe. Like I said, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm assuming because her the pod's registered android who was 2B died. I'm guessing that is why. Oh, and also because, oh yeah, I just realized why. Also because A2B like transferred everything to A2 and like entrusted everything to her. That is why the pod also you know got transferred, I guess, like decided to follow A2 and make A2 the pod, like the target to observe. But this part I'm not really sure what the pod says here. Deactivation of unit A2 confirmed. Reactivate. So what happens here? Does he deactivates A2 and then reactivates her? And then he says, report A2's memory area has been damaged. Repairing and replanning remaining data. And then we start seeing that scene where in A2's past. So I'm guessing next episode we'll see more of A2's past, and up until now maybe we weren't able to see it because it was damaged, but now the pod repaired it. So that's why we'll be able to see it, and I'm assuming A2 will also remember her past properly. So yeah, let's see. Let's wait and see how this goes. And that was it. That was today's episode. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I did expect that to happen, but it was still pretty sad. So yeah, there you go. That is it. Thank you for watching. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to press the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel, or you haven't subscribed. Comment down below anything you want to say, anything you want to let me know. I'll check them out. So there you go. That is it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next week with another episode of NieR Automata. Until then, goodbye and have a nice day.